Hello everyone, I'm Rodney Reynolds, and welcome to another video. This is where I answer your comments and questions. So right now I'm having a cup of black tea. I usually have red rose. I like it. It's nice and strong. Sometimes I have 2 bags to make it a little bit stronger, depending on if I need it or not. I don't usually want to be all caffeined up, but have one coffee in the morning usually, and that's it per day. And then a few teas. Not all black tea though. Sometimes I have herbal tea. And a piece of triple chocolate mousse cake, my favorite. So that's what I'm having right now as I am going over all of these questions and comments that you have. And by the way, thanks for being part of the channel. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and of course hitting the bell so you get notified when I release a new video. I'm really enjoying this new direction I'm taking the channel in. It's more, I don't know, it's kind of like stress releasing for me. It's me part of a community, which is our community here on YouTube, and it's good. It's a good thing. So that's wonderful. Okay, so let's begin here. This was a comment in pertaining to the fans video, and this person has a water cooling kit, a custom water cooling kit. Wow. You don't see that much anymore. It's kind of like enthusiasts that are actually doing that these days. But that's good. Good for you. That's the way I used to roll years and years ago, if you remember. All those water cooling videos that I did and reviews on the different water cooling systems. All right, so on to the next one. So this person here, this was also about fans, and I did this video about fans, how I basically hate fans, and I really do. Any kind of fan. It's loud, it's noisy, it's obnoxious, and I think as I get older, maybe I have less of a tolerance for all of that, as maybe when I was younger it didn't bother me so much, I guess. But I really like when I'm playing a game and I don't have a headset on. Very, very rarely do I have a headset on. Actually, the only time I use a headset is probably when actually it is when I'm in video editing or something like that, or listening to music. I use earbuds, but usually I when I'm video editing, I put a headset on. But other than that, I don't usually game with a headset on. I find my ears get full of wax, and it's just disgusting. It's just, I don't know, everything I can't hear outside of my little space with them on and stuff. I don't like it. I guess I never grew up with it, right? I did have a headset though when I was younger, and this was going back to the 80s. It was a Koss, and it was the one they were brown actually, and they had these, wonderfully comfortable ear pads, but over time they wore out. But it was a good headset, I have to say. It was very, very good. And this person here, well, apparently he likes fans. He doesn't mind fan noise at all. So good for you. That's great. I mean, I don't hate them, but I don't like them. And when I'm sitting back and doing things like this, for example, again, I'm shooting this on a MacBook M1. It's completely passive. It's silent, completely silent, aside from other things around me that are not silent. All right, on to the next thing. And by the way, this is going to be probably a very long video, so I'm going to grab some tea and maybe cake, or if you prefer, popcorn or whatever. Okay, so this next one is about how much system memory do you have. I posted a poll on this. This person here has 32, but now I have 64. I was thinking about going to 64. I did a test, and with everything open, and I mean a lot of stuff open on the screen, I had like 9 gigs left in memory. So, I think I'm doing okay. The next system, though, I upgrade to, which will probably be in a year or two. When I do that, I will probably go with I'll probably go with 64. I'm thinking at that point for sure. All right, so this is in response to the last video I did on your comments and questions. Hey Rodney, I am the kind of subscriber that may watch any or all of your content, short or long. That's great. That's good. It's good to have folks like you out there that will stick with me. Most attention spans these days are very short, and that's why TikTok is so popular, and that's why, of course, the shorts on YouTube are so popular, and that's why I do shorts on YouTube. I posted a video a while back, a few days ago, and I think it got like, 25K, like almost instantly. And I don't get that from a lot of these videos I do, but from shorts, you can really get a lot of hits quick. And what it does do for me, obviously, it can pull in a few people to the channel. That's important, right? So that's part and parcel why I do it. But also, it's easy to do, and a lot of it. And I don't really get into the whole, follow the trends and try and post what's current and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't really be bothered. I mean, if I was doing it for a living, I suppose, like solely, then I would definitely pour a bunch of my time and do some more. So this person's saying there's something therapeutic about these randomy type videos. I can appreciate a well scripted one, but yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, a lot of video reviews, I did script them. I wrote the scripts myself, obviously, but I did that to just to make it sound better and more professional and all the rest of it, right? So, but there's nothing that I'm doing lately that's scripted. Just like zero, and I like that. It's whatever whatever I pump out is whatever I pump out, and that's it. And I am thinking about also doing live shows. I'm not quite sure about that yet. It's not that, I don't want to do them, and the format's fine for me. I'm perfectly fine in a live, with a live audience, but it's just trying to schedule the time and make it work and stuff. It's just not quite. I'm not actually there yet, I don't think. So when I am, I will do it. And anyway. So the next one, this was about. Oh, this is a post or a poll or both. I think it was both. I said I hope tea is good for me because I eat a load of it. I drink a load of it. How about you? And this person is saying I drink this kind of tea, Chinese style tea. Yeah, well, I drink herbal teas as well. Like lemon and ginger and turmeric, peppermint, chamomile. All kinds of different teas. God, I have like I think 10 or 20 boxes of different herbal teas out there. I don't usually. That's not my go-to. My go-to is usually black tea, but I like a change every now and then. And I'm having another sip of tea right now. I wish tea could stay hot, but just at that right temperature. I'm sure someone's selling something like that out there. All right, so the next one here. This is about city skylines. 3 hours and 2 minutes video I released. Yeah. Well, this game, for me anyway. I mean, everything gets boring after a while, but. For me, it's got, oh my God, so much replayability, especially the fact that there's, unlimited just about stuff in the workshop and Steam Workshop, and you can make your own assets. If you want to build a park or if you want to create your own map or whatever, you can do that. But it's not building cities. It's about, it's about so much more than that. And you can pour so much time into this, and it's so rewarding. Can also be frustrating, of course, but I'm always for something that's rewarding but challenging at the same time. I'm a sucker for challenges, that's for sure. All right, this is about the last comment here. Your comments and questions. Excellent video. I love how you went over everyone's comments and gave your take on things, and so on. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And I'm glad you enjoy it. And like I said, I will see how it goes. And if it goes well, I'll keep doing it. There's a few more, I suppose, the longer that I remain back since that 6-year break that I took, I guess I'll, get more and more activity, and I'll see how more challenging this is for me to do every single week. This is another person's about the tea. Only drink water. Water is good for you as long as you know where the water's coming from. And if you're drinking from plastic bottles, if you're drinking water from plastic bottles, that is not good for your health. I know a guy, and he drinks water from plastic bottles all of the time. The plastic they make for water bottles is probably the worst, highly over recycled material that you can imagine. A lot of water bottles sit outside on crates. I've seen them next to gas stations. I've seen them in other places in 40 degrees Celsius weather, just baking. And all of those plastics leach into the water. And of course, people think that they are drinking, Wonder Water or something. Like in this new, I think it's called Smart Water. It's just... Companies are just ruthless, right? It's about money, and you're thinking because a lot of these companies are getting it from municipal sources. I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's not from a spring. Sure, okay, maybe it's from a spring, but it's from a municipal spring. Google Nestle and their practices, both in the U.S. and then basically having to leave the United States. I won't get into much details about this, and then they go to another country, and it's just. Yeah, it's just crazy, just nuts. Anyway, this person is referencing a time in the last video that I did about your comments, so I guess I must have replied to that person. That's good. Tea with a squeeze of lemon. Yes, I love lemon. I love lemon in my drinks. Actually, it's quite nice. Yeah, it's quite lovely. But I never. Well, I have lemon. I have lemon tea. I have lemon water sometimes, but I have like herbal lemon tea that I drink a lot. Lemon and ginger, quite good. So is this chocolate cake. All right, Earl Grey, hot. Yeah, I like Earl Grey as well. Have you ever had cream of Earl? I don't know if it's called cream of Earl or cream of Earl Grey, but that's also very good. Actually, that's probably better. There's no cream in it. It's just, they call it cream of Earl. Kind of tastes a bit creamy. Okay. This is a reply to my hello and welcome. This is my new channel video. And he says, oh, he's back. Thankfully. Well, thank you. Fans again. Blower. Yes. Oh, I remember those blower style fans. Oh, my goodness. They were pretty quiet though, man. They were really efficient. This person's replying to the system memory, 16 gigabytes. Replying to the tea, I only drink Diet soda. What? Oh boy, that's not good. I do have diet drinks, but I don't have them very often. Diet Pepsi usually. Don't like Coke. But Diet Pepsi for me. And I don't have it very often. When I get that craving, I have it, but maybe 1 or 2 a month, maybe? That stuff is not good for you. I'm just saying. I'm not preaching, I'm just saying. It's not very good for you. Neither is this cake I'm eating. The artificial sugar and all the stuff that's in the Pepsi. All right, that's good. Gonna have the warmest tea up soon, though it's getting cold. All right, so this is a comment with regards to my last video and your comments and questions. Thank you for reviewing my comment. Keep at this. I'd love to see harder reviews again, like the old days. Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes the old days are best left in the past. But maybe I'll get back to it. I don't know. I doubt it very much. I doubt it. It's just, I don't know. It's just not worth. It's not really worth my time. If I find free time and I feel like I really want to get back into it, but in all honesty, I don't really miss it a whole lot. I think if I was doing any kind of reviews now, they would be completely different. They would be just unscripted, my thoughts on it, and that would be pretty much it. About the traction on YouTube, it's very difficult to get traction on YouTube. Very difficult, that's for sure. Oh, this person thinks this idea is a good one. That's good. I love the rambling. That's wonderful. Answered this person's question, and okay, my birthday. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm reading this question right here. YouTube has changed some of the things for the worse. Yeah. Well, I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, but I think a lot of things have changed for the worse. It seems all the way from governments down to individuals. It's I don't know. The world seems like it's unfortunately a bit of a darker place than it used to be. You just gotta try and stay positive, and and like one of my videos said, and it's true. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a positive way. If you go into something and you have high hopes, you're always, well, not always, you're sometimes you're going to be very disappointed. And that's a saying. That's not something you should live by. But, I mean, if you're, for example, in a military operation, like in the real world, if you go into that operation thinking that, yeah, this is going to all go well, no problem, we're going to get through this, that's not obviously how they would tackle it, right? And I'm not saying to conduct your life like a military officer or anything, but if you prepare yourself and if you go into a situation expecting the worst and something great comes out of it, my goodness, you're overjoyed, right? But if it does let you down, then you won't be so disappointed. And that's kind of how I kind of treat the world and look at it. And I'm a pretty content and happy guy. I mean, my life has not been perfect. My life has not been without trials and tribulations, just like everyone else's. We always think sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. Well, very seldomly is. Very, very seldomly is. And if you're young, this is a lesson that you'll learn. And these days, I think with social media, a lot of people are reading a lot of nonsense online about other people and how good they're doing. A lot of it's a fake, a lot of it's nonsense, and a lot of it's so my advice is to get off. My advice is to get off social media, to be honest, because it can really affect you negatively. It can also affect you positively as well with, groups and getting involved in communities that are positive. And if you're using it for that, then it's different. But a lot of people are not. They're just posting comments and hoping for replies and thumbs up and likes, and they can't sleep if they don't get it. And, it's this fear of missing out, right? The FOMO condition. Anyway, that's enough about that. This one is about, oh my goodness, this goes back like a millennia ago. This goes back 22 years ago, this question. The first product I ever reviewed, the first one. It is awesome to see your evolution. Well, yeah, it's been an evolution, all right. When I started all this in 2000, I was alone, as far as I know. There wasn't anyone else doing it, and I had to team up with a company at the time, and they hosted my videos, and I put links to their site and stuff and whatnot. And it worked. That worked for 6 years, I think. 6 years. 2006, YouTube started, and that's when I started posting on there. This is a little known fact about me and about who started all this and where it all came from. And it's something that I'm proud of. I really think that it's something that has helped a lot of people, and that's why I got into it. Is really trying to. I have my love for it firstly, my love for gaming and my love for computer hardware. I just wanted to share it with everyone, really, everyone that I could, and that was kind of like the start of the internet in some respects, right? And there were still dial-up modems back then, right? 56K modems, and it was an amazing time back then. In a way, because you come from those beginnings and you really appreciate how fast things are now. But starting from this now going forward, people, a lot of kids these days don't realize, how everything has to be like, snap now, or otherwise everyone's going, oh my gosh. Or if the internet goes down for half an hour, everyone's freaking out. Back then, my goodness, you'd be lucky if you could stay online for like half an hour or an hour, maybe 2 hours, and the ISP would kick you off. Good times. And if you're young and you're listening to this and you've made it this far, wow. I just got to say this. Wow. That's impressive. That's very, very impressive. All right. Another one. Speaking of the dawn of the internet, this is a reply to This video that I did, hey man, I was watching a video of yours about the NZXT or NZXT, remember? Phantom from 2010. Wow. See, look, 12 years ago. Yeah, well, that was then. This is now. Yeah, see, 56K. Here you go. This is the guy right here. I remember 56K dial-up internet. It was different times, that's for sure. What mouse grip? Oh yes, this is the mouse grip thing. Yes, carpal tunnel. That's a major thing. When you start to find your arm going sore or your wrist or whatever, like you really got to shut it down for quite a while, actually. It's hard to step away from computers for 2 or 3 days, but it's you might want to. There was a time there when I was years ago when I was really into this heavily, gaming and on the computer all day and all night, and I would use my left hand. I'm right-handed, but I would start to use my left hand. So if you're ambidextrous, you can do that. You can use both hands. That would be, but of course, I'm right-handed, so that didn't go very far. How's Canada's internet? Well, fiber is in the major cities here, or major towns as well. They've been laying it over the last couple of years. So yeah, we have fiber here. That's it's a good thing for sure. It's faster. I don't know how much faster I need, to be honest, but yeah, I mean, and the question is it going all these cables that are being laid underground. If you're in a rural community, you're kind of, in a way, you're kind of SOL, for internet, unless you go with satellite internet. Elon Musk's Skylink, I believe is it called. But that's fast. That's from what I hear. That's fast as hell, but it's also expensive, super expensive. But if you're in a rural community, or if you're some kind of remote worker or something like that, that would be brilliant, for sure. Dawn of the internet. So yeah, this person says, first computer in my family was a Commodore VIC-20. Well, I had a Commodore 64. I used to program games into it. Remember Mission Impossible? For you that can remember back that far? Games like that, but you just program simple things in it, of course, and simple things will come out of it. But that was like in 83, 84? Yeah. Again, another question here about the dawn of the internet. About to turn 40 in January. So I really grew up in the 90s. I had a 2400 baud modem. Well, I did for sure as well. And I think I had a 300 baud. And that was as slow as, oh my gosh, as slow as molasses running uphill. Yeah. Okay, another person. 56K. So you've been there, man. You guys have been there. Think about tea. I like both tea, hot and cold. Yeah, I like iced tea as well, actually, and I like it, of course. Now I know the Americans have it a little different than us Canadians, or maybe most of the Canadians are different than I am. But in the States, I believe you have it without sugar, right? And we have it with sugar, but I don't like it with sugar. I just throw some hot water in a big jug, then throw in some tea bags, and then switch it around, then pour in some lemon juice and ice cubes. I had lots of ice cubes. Nice, very refreshing. All right, next question. Oh yes, this was a silly one I posted about a black spot that was on my screen. It was actually a little fly that was there. I think it was a fruit fly or something. I thought it was a dead pixel. You kind of start losing your mind, right? Dead pixel, what could be worse than that? Oh, first world problems. Reply to the tea, I believe. Coffee is life. Yeah, some people love coffee. I love coffee as well, but I only have one a day. This is a reply to the grip type, palm or claw. I think I'm everything. I think I'm fingertip, claw, palm. Like I just, when my hand starts to get tired, I start going to a palm, and then I'm like a claw, and then I'm like a fingertip. So this is a reply to my last comments and questions video. This was linking to a time in the video. Yeah. Well, sometimes it hits you, right? Sometimes some comments really they really hit you. That's where I'll leave that. This is an image I posted about some chicken that I cooked. And if you want to know more about this chicken, well, I can tell you the secret ingredient that I use for the chicken, and I do a gravy as well afterwards. And I use sometimes, usually flour, but cornstarch I also use to thicken the gravy. But so here's my secret ingredient. So I just layered a bunch of chicken in the roaster, and then I just sprinkled. I have a half a teaspoon of salt mixed with I think a couple teaspoons of chili powder, if you can believe it, and I think a teaspoon or so of paprika, and I think a couple teaspoons of garlic powder. And I sprinkle it all over each piece of chicken. Throw the chicken in the oven for 2 hours plus on 375. Throw in a few potatoes. And man, I'm telling you, after I make the gravy, listen, this stuff is wonderful. I usually cook a big batch of food every week just to keep me going. I love leftovers. The chicken legs are in an SLI configuration. Yeah, that's true. I saw that comment and I laughed. Thanks for making me laugh. Sticker shock. Yeah, this was I don't know how I got this message, but I think it came with my newsfeed about a 4090 that was on sale here in Canada at Canada Computers. I think with tax it was over $2,000. It's gone ridiculous. That's all I gotta say. It's totally gone, like completely out of whack. I can see why people are getting into Linux and going backwards and, trying to find deals on older equipment and stuff, because who in the heck is going to be able to afford this the way the economy is going as well, and the way the whole direction of the world is going. It would seem that, a smaller and smaller majority are eating all the cake. In other words, there's going to be the middle class and the poor. There's going to be no middle class soon if it keeps going the way it's going, with housing prices and food prices and inflation and interest rates and everything else. So it'd be the rich and that's it, poor. So I don't know who is buying all this stuff. I don't know. And if you have this much money, why don't you spread some of it around and help? That's what I gotta say on that. What refresh rate do you have? This person has 144. I'm going to get to this in a second. There's a few here. 175. This is another one about the dawn of the internet. I used to run a Wildcat BBS. I used to run a BBS as well. Little know about that, but I did for a little while, so I know about that. That was interesting. That was another journey of many. Never be disappointed. This is the video I did on that. Yeah. Wow, thanks. I'm not depressed anymore. You cured me. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. It's true, though. Never be disappointed. Always expect the worst, but hope for the best. A realist way of thinking. I'm pretty sure that the world economy is effed. Yeah, I think you're right. At least it is for now. It will come back. Then you got to worry about the wars that's coming up. I just heard China is probably going to invade Taiwan by the end of this year, maybe. I don't know what's going on with these countries. It's crazy, but it's like we're in the middle. It's like we're in the middle. We're starting a Cold War. China, Russia, North Korea, and a few other countries. It's not good. Well, hope for the best, right? Expect the worst. That's another way of saying it, I suppose. Reply to the Hertz question. 165 Hertz. Oh my God, what is this here? This goes back to an old video that I did on a Matrox Marvel G450 eTV video card. Was great at capturing video, yeah. Oh, this is a whole series. Oh, this is I've read through this. One person posted about 60 hertz, and the human eye can't see beyond that. And I did some research on this, and a lot of renowned people with PhDs and whatnot say that a normal human eye cannot detect anything beyond 60 hertz, 30 to 60 hertz. Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that, and I've looked at displays that are above. In my case, I have a 75 hertz, and I've looked at displays much higher, and I find there's not much of a difference. I find it smoother somehow. It's a little smoother, but the price is astronomical a lot of times. The price is coming down overall, but 3D Game Cook. Honestly, if you start making legitimate reviews again, I will binge watch them religiously. Well, thank you, but I don't think I'm going to be back into reviews anytime soon. And besides, there are so many people out there doing reviews right now. That void is definitely full. When I started, there was no one else doing it. That was a void, like total void back then, complete void. As a matter of fact, I was really, in some cases, ridiculed for doing video reviews because it's like, what are you doing that for? Well, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I persevered. This is about never be disappointed. Yeah, Starfield, it's true. Well, you can be disappointed in a lot of the games that are released because they're released too soon, in my opinion. And and that's why I normally do not. I don't know if I've ever purchased a game as soon as it was released. I've usually waited 6 months to a year, sometimes a year plus, to play a game. And, by that time, it's there's, all kinds of patches and it works and there's mods and there's a big community behind it. But if you can't wait, you can't wait. You just got to go ahead and pull the trigger, right? Take your chances. All right, so this is an old review here. I bought this case back then when I was 14. Thinking it was really badass. Yeah, well, it wasn't a bad case. I sold it 10 years later. Yep, cases can last you, well, pretty much a lifetime. Well, it depends. If you just want something new, and that's what a lot of people do, they just get something because they want something new, which is, I guess, okay, right? We need to change from time to time. Next one, Dawn of the Internet. This is about as long as everyone has a modern smartphone, then you have access to the internet. And the truth is, even if you don't have Wi-Fi internet or access to a business Wi-Fi, as long as you have 4 or 5G, yeah, well, I mean, let me see if I can zoom out here and get some more of this and read it. I don't have my glasses with me today. And usually, when I'm that close to it, I'm on my laptop, so when I'm that close, I have the laptop quite a distance from me right now so I can read, and I have it zoomed in a little bit. Well, to help you as well, but also to help me. Yeah, well, a good unlimited plan, man. Here in Canada, the carrier smartphone rates are insane, like totally insane. I just had an issue today. Last month, I have 10 gigabytes, and it cost me like $70 a month. 10 gigabytes, $70 a month. Yep. I'm not going to say which company it is, but a lot of them are the same. And of course, if you're a new customer and you go to another company, you'll get maybe 25 gigabytes for the same price. But the company you're with now won't do the honorable thing and give you 25 gigabytes for the same price. But and I had an issue where I went 55 megabytes over. And I don't think I did. I monitored it. I had an alarm that went off on my phone. It's possible, but I doubt it. I actually turned the data off once it hit like 9.8 gigabytes, not 10. And they said I went over, and I asked them how much. And they said, you went over 55 megabytes. Guess how much they charged me? $13. Ironically, it's 13, right? So I went into a chat with them. The person in chat couldn't help me because it's their policy. So I said, can I speak with the manager? And he said, it won't matter. And I said, well, let me speak to your manager, please. And he did, and they honored it, thankfully. And they gave me back $13 for 55 megabytes. Can you believe that? Yeah. I only really have a smartphone carrier, plan because you really need it. I really do despise a lot of these companies and their policies and how much they're charging and how much they're gouging the public and all of their nonsense that are getting on with new members and all of that stuff. It really sickens me, to be honest. Refresh rates, 100 hertz. Did I say that I had yeah, I think I did. I have a 75 hertz display myself, and that's fine. I have 3 displays. I have actually they're 30s. Well, actually, one's a 24. The other 2 are 30s. I have one 30 in front of me in a landscape mode, and the other two are in portrait mode. So one is in a horizontal and the other two are in vertical. And it just works for me. Works great for everything. Actually, I got these before the pandemic hit, and I think I got them all for like less than $200 per screen. So I did very well there. Well, I think Lenovo had a special on them, and so I did good there. Never be disappointed. Yeah, well, not all the companies not all the reviews that I did were 100% kick-ass. That's for sure. The Dead. This person here. This is City Skylines. I did a thumbnail with City Skylines The Dead. You know, these thumbnails are another thing. You know, if you don't make them grabby, they're not going to catch no one's attention. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's about the dead, right? It's about crematoriums and cemeteries and stuff in city skylines and how you can deal with the dead. That's what it was about. But yeah, you know, maybe they could make a DLC about the dead. Who knows? So this is a response to the video I did about Get a Grip, about the grip, the mouse grips. And I love these short videos, but also love the long ones. Good, yeah. Claw Grip. This person's a Claw Grip. The Razer Death Adder. Yeah, that was a good mouse. I mean, for me, Logitech. Now I have the G703 myself, but I also have, well, I have a couple of those actually. You know how much I picked those up for? Like last year? I don't know. They're having some ridiculous sale on them. I think it was maybe 2 years ago though. Ridiculous sale at Best Buy. I think they were like $69 each or something. Canadian? So that's like $30 American for a G703. I got two of them, and I got also they're wireless, and I got one G403, I think it is. Same mouse, just that, you know, one's wired and one isn't. But wow, excellent mouse. What's this one here? Aluminum case, 2022, and still rocking this case, but it's aging fast. Well, man, it's, you know, it's old, so yeah, for sure. But good for you, man. You're saving the planet. If everyone did that, kept the products for like 20 years, I can tell you right now, we wouldn't have that many landfills. That's for sure. This person's a Claw Grip. I'm an octopus. Yeah, well, I think I might be too about the grip. I'm all over the place. You know, kind of like if I need to get work done and I'm in a rush and I'm like, I just have to get things done. I'm like claw finger, like I'm throwing the mouse around. Oh, this is about Windows 11 Insider. I used to be an insider. I thought about it. I signed up for it. You know, they send me emails and stuff, but I don't want to take a chance on it, to be honest, because that's, you know, some of those releases are pretty darn bad. And, you know, I just want to have things that are really tested these days. Not really into alpha and beta stuff anymore. I was since, this person's like me, since, well, actually, I wasn't even into it. I might have been into it with Windows 10, but, yeah, not anymore. Yeah, I heard about this taskbar and issues with that. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't work for me. Multiple monitor issues as well. Yeah, it happens, you know, when there's pre-releases and stuff. This person's still on Windows 7. Well, you know, if it works, Rodney's back. This is the first video I did, I think, announcing my return. Boy, I've released a lot of videos since then. It's only been a few months, I believe. But I kind of like the format, like I said before. What I'm doing now, it's like therapy. And you know, I hopefully touch some people, and you touch me back, so that's good. We always like we're in this little pool together, which is good. And you know, I have to say, YouTube has cleaned up a lot since, or it would seem that way since when I went back in the day when I started. Oh my goodness gracious, there used to be some people on there, and they were like, I don't know what they were, like manic fans or something, and some weird derogatory comments and threats on life, and like, what? I'm just reviewing products, for crying out loud. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I suppose, I mean, maybe those comments will come, but, you know, and I do get some things posted, like people trying to advertise and stuff. And for the most part, I think maybe the algorithms have gotten a little better in that sense. But anyway, that's a good thing for sure. because I don't want to deal with that crap, when I'm on here. I'm not honored for that. I'm not honored for people to be blasting me for just posting what I think is very clean and hopefully very positive videos for the most part, I just changed my computer I built, 14 years ago. You really helped me a lot make the right choices back then. Only changed my video card once before changing the entire thing. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, this is the video I did, the right to litter. Ah, yeah, kayaking. Yeah, wow, another fellow kayaker. Always keep a bag with me. Well, I do as well. Everything that goes with me comes back. But I see so much garbage out there. Oh my goodness. I don't know if it's people when they're out there littering. Probably not. It's probably stuff that's just blowing off people's properties and stuff and blowing around. And yeah, you see that. You see that everywhere. People just dumping garbage, like garbage bags, like everywhere. Out in the wild, in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, nothing beats a morning on a calm river, coffee in hand. Yes, you got that right. This is a response to a video I did regarding mobile speed cameras. They're all over everywhere in Ontario these days, and they're mobile units, right? So they change them around. They have them in one spot, and then they move them to another spot. I know I've seen many of them vandalized, and, I can kind of see why people are being caught. You shouldn't be speeding, but, I mean, a lot of times people are being caught and they're not even realizing it. It's a money grab. Look, municipalities and whatnot will tell you, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. It is. I was asking a question, I think, about, when did they ticket you? I was thinking it was 5 over. I think it is 5 over. This person's just confirming it. But yeah, and I believe all of these cases have to be reviewed by an officer, I believe, before it's sent out in the mail. I believe. I don't know. Yes. Very true. Nature, it has a way. This was a video I did about some barrens that I was on and how, it seems lifeless. There's hardly any trees there, a few mucky, rocky areas and stuff, but it's very barren overall, but lots of berries. This is about air cooling. Will an air cooler be adequate? And I think I recommended just scrap air coolers and go with the water cooling rig. But some people don't want it to do that. That's fine. This person's, I think, saying about Noctua fans. They're great aside from the color. But I get the fact that some people like air coolers over water coolers because it will really never fail in some senses. I mean, there's no pump in them, right? Now, the fan could fail, and every now and then you need to take the CPU out, depending on how old it is, right, to replace the thermal compound. But another one replying to my welcome back thing. A blast from the past. Welcome back, mate. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Second video I did. The Diamond Viper. Oh, man. Look at me go. Yeah, quality. That was a quality video, man. That was shot on... I don't know which camera it was now, but it was tape for sure. It wasn't easy to video edit back then. So this is a response to my chicken. Unfortunately, the skeleton is not removable. Get a grip. Why and when people start calling a computer mouse a mice? Well, mice is plural for mouse. It's not 2 mouses. It's 2 mice. This is a Windows 11 Insider on Linux. Yep, Linux is going to be around for a while. This is in response to the news thing I posted a while back about Putin. Dictatorships, yeah, shouldn't exist today. Shouldn't. It's ridiculous. I guess eventually they'll topple down unless they win. You imagine if Hitler won? And I tell you, he came very, very close. Aside from the Americans getting involved in it and pushing it into a different direction, I think he might have. Can you imagine the world that we'd be living in today? We don't realize it sometimes as citizens, how fragile that is. The decisions that the leaders make and the choices they make and directions they go and things that they do or they don't do can have such dramatic effects on the world. All right, so Windows 11, good or evil? I will not use Windows 11. Well, you're not alone, my friend. A lot of people don't want to use it or have tried it, and it is horrible. Evil as Microsoft's soul. Yeah, well, these large companies, I think they have dark souls. I don't know. I don't think it ever starts out that way, but somehow it ends up being that way where greed, I think, consumes them. Still on Windows 10? Yep. I'm on Windows 10 too, and a couple systems that I have. because I can't upgrade yet to those systems to Windows 11 because of the hardware restriction. That's the other thing too. I mean, we have to go forward, right? We can't really go backward, and we need to at some point understand that you can't make everything backward compatible. I mean, I get that side of it as well, but some people can't afford to upgrade, right? And to get a brand new system that meets those requirements. Windows Pro, yeah, Windows 11 Pro, that's what I'm using as well. Oh, this is an interesting one. I posted a poll about replaying games. And by the way, these polls, they just pop into my head mostly. I don't look at any kind of like what's popular in the poll community. It just pops into my head and I post them a lot of times. You know, I think about, I'd like to post a poll today, and then I will just go, oh yeah, this thing I'm interested, or something I'm interested in, probably. That also is why sometimes I just post a poll, some question that I have, or something that I'm thinking about, or whatnot. I'm staying on Windows 10. I don't blame you. That's fine. Linux, yeah, I used to be into Linux for a little bit, but I found it, gaming in Linux, not really. And I still am a gamer at heart. So Windows, right now, Windows 11 at least is still, I think, king when it comes to the PC and games. Yeah, this is the hardware restriction here this person's talking about. So with not allowing, unless you upgrade that system, right, to something newer. And, some people don't want to or can't afford to. This person thinks Microsoft is evil, or Windows 11, is evil. We're playing games. Now, this is an interesting, actually, comment, and I think he's right. Real-time strategy games, they have a lot of replayability, right? Also, games like he's mentioning here. Although I don't think I've played any of these over and over, and actually, I really haven't played a lot of games. I don't know if many really that I've played over from start to finish. Cities Skylines is something different. That's not really, it's a sim, right? So it's a game that is, it's kind of like a new game every time you play it, in a way. New map, new assets, new mods. I had bad experiences with Windows 10. The only operating system that I really had bad experiences with were with Windows ME, Windows Me, and Windows 8. Those were the only ones that really like stand out to me. But everything else, I started on DOS. So remember Windows 3.1? That was actually a decent operating system, aside from the fact of all the drivers, and you had to install the drivers separately and all the rest of it. Again, you young people, you have no idea how easy you have it. You just install an operating system, and half an hour later, you're up and running. Back in the day, it would take you like 2 days to do it, and then you'd have failures, and then you have to install the whole thing again because a driver didn't work. It was, but it was good, It was good because it was painful. It was a lesson. It's a lesson in patience. I used to replay games, but not anymore. Yeah, well, time, right? Usually when you get older, you get more responsibilities, and then those responsibilities take up a lot of your time. I think we're getting to the end here, and if you're still around, it's great. I'm going to re-warm up my tea here. I still got some left, and I have not finished all my cake yet. I will do that shortly after I end this video. Replaying Skyrim. Yes, I can see that for sure. This person is replying to an old video that I did. Oh my God, I still have this camera and I still use it. The Panasonic, the FZ or ZAD 300. This is still, in my opinion, an excellent camera. If you're looking for a camera to do, anything with, it has an excellent zoom on it. It's still fine. It's still going to capture some great video and some great audio as well. And this person, I think, is asking about the microphone. What's the best microphone for this camera? Well, I mean, there's lots of wireless lapel options that you can get out there right now. DJI is one I could recommend that's wireless. But you know what I used in a lot of these videos was a wired lapel mic, and it was brilliantly clear and I never had any problems with it. I got a huge extension cable, but sometimes cables, well, they're still sometimes the best. And I used to kind of have it hanging off of my belt. And when I, answered the door or had a phone call or needed to leave the video review area that I was in, I would just, disconnect from the camera or disconnect from the extension plug. So yeah, I would recommend a lapel. Honestly, a lapel, some kind of lapel option would probably give you the best. Otherwise, if you go with a regular mic that's in front of your face, you'll get a lot of popping unless you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars and you have filters and stuff in front of your mouth and stuff. So lapel mic. And the last one here is about another old video that I did. It's great to see people watching these old videos, and somehow I thought that these would just go completely, in the gravesite and be buried. But no, it's the people are watching them and they enjoy it. So that's great. I'm sorry though, I do not have this anymore. He's asking me if I still have it. I'll purchase it from you. No, that was like 10 years ago or more. Well, I'm going to end it here. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And stay safe. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when I release a new video. You can always become a Patreon too and support me that way and be a part of a very small community right now. Ask me questions directly. I can answer some stuff over there that I posted. I don't post here. It's more, I don't know if it's more personal, but just more tailored for that type of community. And of course, always spreading the word and stuff is good. That's always a great way to help me out. So, you throw things my way, I throw things back, and round we go. Anyway, I am going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to now run to the microwave and warm my tea. Yeah, I know. Well, I have half a cup left, so kind of don't have any choice. All right, see ya.